The IGOGOMI electric bike is the coolest e-bike with a driveshaft I have ever tested. Though to be fair, it's also the only driveshaft e-bike I've tested. Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today we're reviewing the IGOGOMI. Let's check it out.
So the big draw on this e-bike is of course the main thing that sets it apart from all the other electric bikes out there. It has a sealed drive shaft instead of a chain or a belt drive. That gives you some cool design features, like that you've got this single supported wheel in back that looks naked on one side, and you never have to worry about getting chain grease on your ankle or getting your pant leg caught in the drivetrain of a chain or a belt. Same goes for skirts or tassels or frills or seat, whatever you got hanging down there, you're good to go. The single supported design for the rear wheel also gets carried to the front, giving this cool modern feel to the bike with a pair of single supported wheels. That front wheel is also where the motor is housed. It may look like a small motor, but it's actually, it's pretty small. It's rated at 200 watts, which is not a lot of power. This is definitely not a hill climber, it's great for flat ground instead. It's only got a 15.5 mile/hour top speed, but it's also a single-speed e-bike, so you're not going to be pedaling it that fast anyways. This is an easygoing, lightweight e-bike that is designed for cruising around at modest speeds in a city or suburban setting. There are 5 levels of pedal assist, though no throttle, and so you do get to choose from a decently wide range of assist levels. But again, this is not a high-performance bike. They put their resources into style points when they designed this bike, not percentage points. Speaking of style, there's more where that came from. Up on the bars, the bike is delightfully minimalist. We've got these cool brake levers that almost seem to bend backwards due to the reversed point of their fulcrum. They take some getting used to, but they work well and they're pretty cool if you ask me. There's also the flush display, which adds to the minimalist look of the bike by removing yet another bolted-on component from the bars. You also get this light strip across the front that is complemented by an LED headlight. Basically, the whole thing just looks extra unique, and I'm really happy with the design. It's fun to see something so different, especially in an industry that seems to produce a lot of the same tired designs over and over.
Even though the IGOGOMI is a pretty unique bike, folding it is actually fairly standard. You start up here at the handlebars, there's a little safety, you push that, those fold down. Then there's a safety for the middle fold down here. And then you just kind of fold it in half like a typical folding bike. You can actually roll forwards with it, but you can't go backwards because then the pedal drives into the bike there. So if you're gonna roll it, just keep going forwards.
It's like a Don Henley song in that way. Don't look back, you can never go back. As cool as I think the bike is, there are a couple downsides here. The first is that the battery is actually pretty small. To pop it out, you've got a couple keys here, which are actually pretty uniquely designed too, and they fold up nice and small just like the bike. When you put them in and you pop that battery out, you realize just how small the pack is. At 36 volts and 6.8 amp hours, or just 230 watt hours, this is not a big battery. But you also don't have a throttle to drain it quickly, so you can still get a decent 15 to 20 miles out of it, maybe a bit more if you stick to level 1 pedal assist. There's also an upside to the small battery though. If all you need is 15 miles of range or less to get to work, you can easily pop the little battery out and carry it with you in your bag. The other downside is that there are no gears on the bike. It's a single speed. I don't really mind that since I ride in a flat city and I don't really need gears. The single gear ratio works great for me, and one of my daily driver e-bikes is actually a single speed. But for some people, they still like being able to rely on several gears for some reason, so those kinds of people might not like the single speed nature of this bike. Lastly is the price. It varies depending on the current sale, but seems to be at $1,799 right now. That's a bit high if you gauge it based on the performance alone. Of course you can get faster and longer range bikes for less cash, but you have to remember that they developed a lot of unique and custom parts to create this bike, and that costs a lot of money, folks. So I get that it's going to be more expensive. A pair of $20 shoes will walk you to the kitchen just as easily as a pair of $100 kicks, but people still pay extra for that flashy stuff for some reason, and that's what's going on here. It's a fine e-bike that can't compete on performance, but it does offer unmatched design. All in all, I'd say that the IGOGOMI is a really cool e-bike, and it's a nice, refreshing glass of something new in this industry. It's not the fastest or the most powerful e-bike out there, but it works wonderfully for what it is, which is a lightweight, unique folding e-bike. It looks great, it rides nicely, and it works well. What more can you really ask for?
Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the IGOGOMI Driveshaft e-bike. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe either, so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.